Hey everyone, so I've started game dev, and what better way than to get better, to better yourself, is by development challenge. Disclaimer, you shouldn't if you've only ever made a game and a half before. I know for next time. Anyway, my challenge idea was that I would have a wheel decide literally everything about the game, from the art style to the theming and the gameplay and all that. Which honestly, I had a good time, and it's not finished, but it gets to a good state. So stay tuned. I can roll with platform. Platform was good. Platformer. Platform was good. Okay, horror platformer. No, that's fine. I can do a horror platformer. Easy peasy. I put a lot of time and effort into these wheels so you can see by how much stuff there is. What does historic even mean? I'll figure out. 3D models. Icon. Sure. Human. Wow. It's mythical. Okay, you know what? No, I can work with that. Mythical goes well with historic and human. You know, the futility of humans compared to mythological creatures. That's good, right? I'm gonna go to school tomorrow. I'm gonna cook up some concepts instead of doing maths, and I will start working on it tomorrow after school. Yeah. And then I realized the next day I forgot to bring the wheel of perspective. First person platformer. Wow. At least that'll make it scary. I actually then spent the next few days coming up with ideas instead of just doing things on the spot, which is actually unusual for me. Okay, so right now I actually do have some sort of an idea. Right, I cooked this up in school. It's amazing. Okay, it's obvious. Here's the platforms. Right, here's some platforming that you gotta do, and there's like some stuff here. Well, you have to get here, right? We'll make you red because humans are evil. I don't know. Right, so here's the platform. Right, so you have to get this and bring it back down. Right, you have to go up here and then bring it back down after you pick it up, and you have to deliver it to a sphinx. Because I've been playing Prince of Persia recently, so I thought deserts and then sphinx. Even though I don't actually know if the proper mythical sphinx is desert. Bring it to the sphinx and offer it to the sphinx, right? And then I'll see where it goes from there, because that's kind of all I've got for now. Wow, okay, that was an explanation. Anyways, let's get into gaming. I initially started off by taking the movement script from my Game Jam game, which you should not go anywhere near, and I then ported that over, fiddled with a few settings, and then I added fog, because it's obviously the most important thing you could possibly add in a horror game. Then I added a little course just to test things out and to get to the little and then added a little course just to test things out to get to the little thing that will eventually be bread. Don't ask me why I settled on bread, that's nowhere in Greek folklore or Egyptian or whatever I was going for. But add a little counter, pick it up and everything. Added a little red orb that would become a torch, as well as an outline. Now, it was time to model. Now, my only model before this, like ever, had been the hero model that I used for Minecraft Mix. No learned skills that were transferable to a torch, or to bread, or to gold. no texturing skills either, because it was all flat colour. I still don't know how to texture. I looked up how to do horror textures, and it was like, copy an image, lower the resolution, shove it on there. So that's what I did. And I think it turned out alright. Article time. I watched one tutorial and I'm the expert on fire. After fixing this fire problem, I decided that the game wouldn't be scary unless we had a spooky, scary guy that followed you. So I tried to make a guy that would follow you only while you're on the floor, not while you're on the courses. So I started working on the enemy, it should just chase you. Can I not make one thing without it floating off into nowhere? So after actually getting it working, I then added like a sprinting bar so you couldn't sprint as much as you wanted. And FOV changes. I should really rewriting a script. I then stole the sound system, menu, pause system from my other game, Purple Tower Defense, inspired by Versus Purple Guy, which you should check out because that one's actually playable. I added death, and then 2 other courses that the Pred could randomly go to, and then send that off as a playable build with these amazing death screens. I think I forgot to mention, but the bread also makes a little wind chime jingle when you sacrifice it, and the pitch will change depending on which course it goes to. I started working on some of the more decorative models, but I kind of just did this as I progressed with the development, just whenever I felt like I'd do a few models or so. Next up was a proper nav mesh, now that I had decorated the map. And this took quite a while to figure out. And then I looked at a tutorial and realised I had to press 2 buttons. That was fun. I then decided that the bread was great and all, but there needed to be something more, which is where the previously mentioned gold comes in. Now, gold is worth a lot more than bread. So I made it worth, I think, 200. And the thing is, it's in a difficult course over the void. And as you can see here, there are actually 2 paths, being a fast, difficult one and a slow, easy one. And obviously there's risk-reward there. After deciding that the fog wasn't really doing it for me, I started experimenting with skyboxes and new types of fog, and nothing worked. So I just left it as it was for now. One of the final things, gameplay-wise, that I did before moving on to the title was I added little audio stingers that would play every now and then to help enhance the gameplay experience. Here's all of them now. It's actually inspired by hit indie game Dredge, because I love Dredge. I then also stole the menu from Mobile Tower Defense, which I mixed with the settings and such. And I think these buttons look and sound amazing. Best part of the game, hands down. Also, if you notice, I finally decided on the title for the game, Thusia, which is Greek for offering or sacrifice or something, because I have minor plans for a story that doesn't make sense or fit in with Greek mythology. It's going to be amazing. Anyway, next on the list was saving. Yes, I had so much fun with that in Apple, which is why I copied the thing, just the whole thing. It didn't work. I don't have the recordings. I don't know where they've gone, but it just didn't work. Alright, I know it's like a newer version of Unity, but I spent weeks trying to fix this. This video is weeks later than I thought it would be, just because I spent so long trying to fix this one issue with the saving, of it not saving. Oh my god. I thought, oh, maybe I'll have to change one word, or maybe I'll have to do a different method. Nothing was working. I don't know, I don't even remember how I fixed it, but it was fixed. Thank God. But what wasn't fixed was my save system, because the way I'd done the camera was that it was a render image, whatever, with the low resolution, whatever. Buttons just wouldn't work for settings, which for some reason I'd never tested. So I fixed this, right? So let's say we've got a camera. Let's say we've got a camera. This is what it's looking at. And this is the screen. Here are the buttons. Now, we can't touch these because they're behind the screen. But what if invisible buttons that correlate? Yeah. And the only reason I had to do this in the first place was because I wanted my stupid menu to also be in low resolution. And I finally decided to add the third menu setting of the resolution slider. And unfortunately, menus look best on resolution 2, and the game itself looks best on resolution 1. I can't even fix that. I then very quickly made it so continue wouldn't show up if you don't currently have a game, and extras wouldn't show up until you've beaten the game. And then I finally made the game look good. All I did was get rid of the fog, no fog, and then I just made the light really low. And this just worked. I had to do something with like importance of lighting or whatever. Doesn't matter. It looks good. I made a model for pots, and I made a few various models around, shoved them in, and the game looks good now. Anyways, I want to thank you all so much for watching. I know this is a much longer video, so if you made it this far, I actually do really appreciate it. It's been taken much longer than I expected, and I do want to start putting more effort into my content. And I will happily accept any criticisms. But really, thanks for watching, and see you for part 2.